Good morning, everybody. Hey, listen, just a quick something for you to think on, okay? When your faith has been forged through the fires of capitalism and conservatism, what is produced is a shiny gold box with nothing in it. And when your faith also, on the contrary, when your faith has been forged through the fires of looseness and liberalism, what's produced is a bedazzled, stinking turd. It's something there, but it stinks. And I just want you to ask yourself, what has changed since you started believing? Since you called yourself Christian, since you became a believer, if you were covetous before you got saved, are you still covetous? If you was prideful and arrogant before you got saved, are you still that? If you were, if you see what I'm saying, like, what heart posture has changed? You know what I'm saying? If you could have learned a trade or a skill, and now you're going to be like, I'm going to use my trade or skill for God. Okay, well, let's analyze that through the text. Peter never used fishing for God. Matter of fact, when Jesus called Peter to be a disciple, it was right after he caught the greatest amount of fish he ever caught as a fisherman. And Peter forsook his nets. That's his livelihood. He walked away from everything that made him Peter or Simon the fisherman, so he could become Peter the apostle. He still knew how to fish. The skill set was still there, but it had nothing to do with his calling. By trade, Saul, who became Paul, was a tent maker. And when he received the call, no longer was he busy trying to make tents for money. That wasn't his thing. In other words, he could use his trade to survive, but he wasn't like, I'ma make tents for Jesus. He didn't try to capitalize on his trade or his skill set for monetary gain in the name of Jesus. And what we've done in America is made our profession of faith. And it's a dangerous slope, because if the gospel you say you believe in only thrives and works in a place with a thriving economy, that's not the gospel. So I challenge you, do self-inventory. This isn't about judging others. This is about looking at yourself and saying, what makes you really a believer? And this is coming from a broken place. This is